Charlie Kilo.
So guys, we took almost 17 trade and I had a one stop loss, and it has been a fabulous day. Let's recount what we did. It's going to be tremendous. Enjoy. When you check this out, come to Hammer X Traders room. Look us up on Twitter, Hammer X Traders, and join us. All the fun. We call these trades live. So everybody can hear all the entries and covers and stop outs and everything. It's so much fun. So guys, this was another trade that I did. The entry was $3.95 because we determined pre-market this thing was $4, right? Today's $4 level, you'll see right there. And this was good level even yesterday, and obviously we were looking at this entry over here, but this is the entry. Now we're going to go back 1 minute and we're going to zoom out right there. So we took an entry at $3.95. We covered right there, mostly in this area, so it was a great 30% gain. So that was number 2, and we played 16 tickers, just so you guys know. So guys, we took another ticker, LFWD, and it came up in the morning, early in the morning, and pre-market actually. And we looked at this 750. We looked at the daily pretty quick. So this was the area right there. It had gone to 770 today. It went very similar. And so when we decided that this was an entry right here, we chased this thing. So you'll see this. We chased this right there. Our entry. Here, there we go. Let me do this a little bit more. Yes, so this was an entry right here, 680. We marked it down, we got it correct, and look where we covered it, So, oops, it just goes a little wild here compared to that. So this was a 15% gain. This was ticket number 4. So guys, this was ticket number 5, EZGO. So what we did was we took an entry right here at 365 area. And how did we get to that 365? Let me show you how we got to 365. So we marked it down. Obviously we look at the daily levels, and we thought that the 4 was the near number, and this was a good area. Again, this was right around this area, was a good area. It was up over 40%. Volume was perfect. Our RSI was perfect, and I'll show you why the RSI was perfect. Take a look. Once right there, and then the second time when it came about, it was perfect as well. It was just basically reclaim. So we got entry into 338, and 365 and 338 covers were around 3. It's roughly about 15%, roughly about 17%. A brilliant gain, right? Ticket number 5. That's today. Today we have done 16 and we had one stop out. So my last cover was right here, and this was actually 43% gain. But I'm going to take these two. These were the major. This was just a runner. Okay. Of course, it would have been nice if I would have covered at 2 right instead of over here. But we look for 15% to 10% profit. We look for 10% stop. We try to win about 8 out of 10 tickers. That's a massive 80% every single day. Check us out again in our room. You're going to love it. So guys, this is another really good one. We took an entry number 1 right here. We chased it. I wish we would have gotten 165, but then it started falling and it was still up over 40%. And we took this ticket right at around 150. We covered at 130, made good 15%. And then we entered again at 160. This time 157 was the average, 158 was the average, covered at like 140. Again, made another 15%. Then we entered at 162, and we had some old positions, so the average, so now still 15%, cover number 3. That was 3 times. So we had 5 tickers. This is 6th one, 3 times. So now we have total of 6, 7. We have 10 wins now. We have 10 wins at this point, and you can see when we played this in the pre-market, we played it right at the market, and we played it right at 11 o'clock. So let me walk you through another 2 magical entries. So we have had 9 wins so far, no stops, right? So we entered HUSA, which is running parallel to INDO. HUSA was running parallel to INDO. And here's what we did. We entered at 252. We said, guys, let's just go full size here. 252, and we covered at between like 220s and 217, 218 or whatever. It was about 14% win, roughly about 14-15%. Then we re-entered at 247, and we covered all the way at 210 and cover for about 14% gain. And most of the I actually happened to take this on another account, but this was a miss entry on this chart. But Room took it right at 252. I took it at 252 in another account, and I nailed this one as well, because this. I mean, obviously this is a cover from the old, but there was an entry right here, and we covered most of the room covered at 210. It was a brilliant one. So now we have 11 plays, no losses. 11 plays, no losses, and everything is 10 to 15%. Have you noticed that? 10 to 15%. Another fantastic trade, guys. PXMD ran yesterday. And why did we take this 104 when this was struggling at 107? So let me show you why we did this. So if you go on a 3-minute chart, look what happened over here. It went to 106, came to 72. So it was a logical area to take an entry with the 105, 104 average. Of course, why did we not add 122? So we were going to add on a daily. So we were looking to add 124, 127 right here. 127, entire room was waiting for 127. We went with that only half a size. We were going to add 130, and then we're going to add 135. Stop out was 145. And boy, did that work out so good. So now if you take a look at that, so we took an entry right there, and this is the cover. We made a 15% gain, a small size, but hey, it's a win, right? 15% win, there it is. It was 1/3 of a size because we had 2 more bullets to add. We still didn't want to miss any chances. We did not add 120. We kind of feel bad. The stock was up over 100 some percent, and we made about 15% right there. So guys, if you notice, that is 12 wins now. At this point, we have 12 wins non-stop, okay? Non-stop 12 wins. So this is our ticket number 13, guys. So how good was this? HNRA, we waited. We got the perfect entry, 380 was a chase. Why did we do this? We can go on daily and we can check it out right because of this number right there. 420, and then this was the number 380. So you see this right there at 380. We're gonna mark this right there, this area, and a little bit higher actually. If we can go a little bit higher, right this area right there. Oops, a little bit higher, guys. So we go back on a 1-minute chart. This was right around 380. Right this area. So we shorted in this area 380, and look what happened, 18% gain. So it was a solid day. Ticket number 14, HNRA. So another fabulous play, guys. HGAS. We determined 280 was the area, rejection was there, perfect A plus ticker had the perfect volume for us, and it was up over 50%, 60%. We took the entry, we covered it, 218, 16% gain. Ticket number 15, Everything was called ahead of time. The entire room takes these positions, guys. So imagine how much fun we have. Now we're talking about 14 wins and 15 wins, and I have an Indo which has had about 3 entries as well, so I'll show you those in a little bit. So this was the crazy trade. We waited on this, and we actually happened to take an entry at 5. So we got a 495 entry right here and immediately covered at 440 for a gain of 10%. We took another entry 520. This time we were determined not to take 5, just go a little bit higher on the rejection on the tail. We got in half size. These are half size, half size, half size, okay? So this becomes obviously full size gain. Again, you can see the area covered 440, both of them, very nicely. I was thinking that was going to drop more. I always leave a little bit of size. Then added more at, looked like it wasn't going to go 477. We figured this was a big sell, so this was just a big fake pike. So we took this pike area, but we had a stop at like 560. Somehow I missed it. I got hit on another account at 560 as a stop, but this one I kept rolling. So finally, when it got to the very top, I said I must take this 590 with the 640 stop with the 568 average. So I was going to give my entire gain on this. Not a good idea, but I did it. Held on to it. Look, immediately got about 510. So that was a good 10% from 568 average. But then when it got back to 568 area, guys, I took it again. It was 563, and I had a 568 from before, so 564. And when I cut it, it gave me 15% at 372, I believe. That was the cover for 15%. So I had 15 trade. That's 16, 17, 18, and 19, guys. 19 trades. There was a one stop out right here. I will tell you there was a stop out right here in the room. I have a little bit bigger account so I could handle it, but there was a 560 stop. But guess what? The entire room jumped back in with 585. 585. I called it 585, my own entry in another place where I stopped loss, but then got right back in at 585, and we covered it at 510. That was brilliant. So stop loss. And then the average was 525 and the stop loss was 560. So that just went really well. So 19 trades, 1 stop loss, 18 wins. Each of them 10% or more. And you saw it. And I call this, just when I'm taking the trade, I plan it and I call it. So if you want to check it out, Hammer X Traders, reach us out on the Twitter. Come check out our room on Discord where we are audio and also at times videos. Thanks a lot, guys.